Yeah.
All right, Alexis, you said you want to go to jail already because you're tired? All right, so that's what drugs will do sometime. It'll make you sleepy. So my suggestion to you, get awake because your attorney is coming. Lord Deputy Mejia, she's going into custody. All right, so the affidavit to surrender surety will be granted. 8729 State versus Alexis C. Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense?
Nick Aguilar on behalf of Alexis Rodriguez.
And are you Alexis Rodriguez? All right, counsel, you're here for, to set bond.
Yes, Judge.
My understanding that an agreement has been reached with the state to set the bond at $5,000. Is that correct?
Visited with Mr. Garrett yesterday. He wrote in.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right,
I
thank
did
you.
remind him that we were going to be here this morning.
All right, state, any requests for any conditions?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You may be excused.
Thank you.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Alexis Rodriguez.
All right. So these questions I'm going to ask you, they're related to your conditions of bond, not the case that you have before me. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so first question. Have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental health issues?
No.
Have you ever been to see a psychiatrist? Have you ever been placed on any type of medications? All right. Have you ever used any type of drug in the past?
Marijuana.
Anything other than marijuana? No. And if you were drug tested today, what would the results be? All right. So
Well, with that question, Judge, she was on a bond. Affidavit with some surrender was filed and granted. She was picked up on December 21st. I know they can get in a quantity of drugs in the jail, but I don't think you get a chance to smoke marijuana.
okay.
So she's been there 2 months. Court-appointed lawyer wasn't doing his job.
Well, I wanted, and the reason why I asked you whether or not you would test positive, because sometimes drugs are in the system, but I don't want to get into the facts of your case because you're charged with marijuana possession.
But yeah, she's been locked up for in excess of 60 days.
All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. There's going to be regular UA, waive fees. And in the past, when you use marijuana, how often were you using?
I would say like every week, 3 weekends.
Okay. And I'm going to do 60 sober meetings in 60 days. All right, counsel, is there anything else?
Now, when you say sober meetings, it's like an AA.
Yes,
It's one of my church.
yes, that's what they call them now.
Sober meetings.
Yes. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further from us, Judge.
All right, thank you. They'll probably release you sometime at midnight. And what is this 444 on your chest?
It's angel numbers, protection.
All right,
Angel numbers, protection.
okay. All right, well, you got to do your part.
Thank you.
All
Judge.
right, thank you. All right, so the first thing we have is the affidavit to surrender surety.
Yes, Judge, I had not seen her since I got notice that there was a pre-trial violation. You wanted
So you want to go forward on the,
yes, some sort of violation on pre-trial services.
yes, I mean, do you
Oh, yes.
still want to surrender surety? All right, Deputy Mejia, she's going into custody. All right, so the affidavit to surrender surety will be granted. And then we have the non-compliance. And this is the first violation report.
There was a second one, I believe. Yesterday.
Is there a second violation on Ms. Rodriguez? All right, so what I can tell you on your violation report, the violation report is that you have not done your testing, your drug testing, or done your sober support meeting. So obviously you want to be in custody. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Have you contacted your attorney?
No, ma'am.
So obviously you want to be in custody, because if you did not want to be in custody, you would have contacted your attorney. You would have done your conditions that were given to you while you're on bond, and you didn't do any of those.
Mhm.
So
I've
that
been
tells me,
contacting the person I've been going to go see for the drug testing, telling him that I haven't been able to make it because I picked up a job, night shifts, and I have 2 kids and I got no help.
Mhm.
So I've been telling him like whenever I've been able to
if you're
Okay.
drug tested today, it's going to be dirty, right?
yes, ma'am.
All right, so obviously you've found time to use drugs during your busy schedule, but you can't find time to report to pretrial services. And based upon your drug use, you should not have custody of children, because when people are using drugs, they are not good parents. You can't be a good parent and use drugs. So there you are. So you're going into custody today?
And Judge, I just see one violation report filed on first.
And that's my mistake. I thought there was a second one, and you said there's a compliance hearing set for today, and that's when I caught
Oh,
the first email that came out.
All right, so Norma,
yes, ma'am.
reset, and are you going to stay as her attorney or no?
I'll do a motion to draw of the next week. Judge.
All right, if you want to go ahead and go on orally on the record.
And go to oral road.
All right. The court is going to call NIMAC number 738729, State versus Alexis Christian Rodriguez for the defense.
Judge Joseph McAguilar, on behalf of Ms. Rodriguez, I am the attorney of record and have filed an affidavit to surrender, and I would also like to make a verbal motion to withdraw as her attorney.
All right.
Then no communication or follow up in any employment agreement.
All right. As previously stated, the court is granting your affidavit to surrender surety, and the court will grant the motion withdraw. And I think once you've done the affidavit to surrender surety, there is sort of a conflict.
Exactly.
All right, that will be granted. Your excuse.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I do have one more back.
All right. Are you able to afford an attorney?
Not at this moment, no.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, see if she can be interviewed for a court-appointed attorney. All right, court is calling 2025 CR 007780W, State versus Alexis Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced?
Duffy Pitlock for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Charles Bunk for Ms. Rodriguez.
And are you Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Bunk, you were recently appointed on this case. By recent, I mean today.
Yes.
Do you understand you're charged with, by information with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 to 4 grams. That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. There's a $60 restitution to be paid to the Bexar County Laboratory for testing, a TAP evaluation, follow the recommendations of the TAP evaluation, random drug testing, and the drug education course. Did you understand that to be the plea? Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
State offers at this time State's Exhibit 1 to include all attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we believe she's worthy of the plea bargain. We ask you to follow it. The offense date is 2023, and it was still, we pled down a waiver plea, so she's been waiting quite a while. The court ordered her the 60 support meetings, which she did. I know the violation report indicates that she did not, but she showed me proof on her phone that she in fact did do the 60. So she's off to a good start. Now she's ready to put this behind her. She has a good job and the support of her family.
Okay, and I know that you were appointed this morning,
Yeah.
but she said she was gonna be positive, so we still have some work to
Well, we
do.
got work to do, but
Yeah. So, Mr.
trending,
Yes, hopefully in the right direction.
absolutely.
Who is Joshua Chavez?
He is my brother.
All right, and who is Roy Medrano?
He is a friend, well, he was a friend of ours at that time.
And who takes care of your children?
I do.
And how many children do you have? And what are their ages?
My son is 2 and my daughter will be 1 July 4th.
And who's with them right now?
My brother.
I don't know what's gonna happen with the world. The world is in a precarious state. Because when you think about it, your brother's doing marijuana and drugs, you're doing marijuana and drugs, and you just left your children.
Oh, I have multiple brothers. That
So
one-
is it Joshua Chavez?
No, they're not with Joshua Chavez. They're with Matthew Gonzalez, my oldest.
All right. And has he ever used drugs?
No,
Where are your parents?
they're both at work.
And why are you doing drugs and you have children?
I don't know, go through a lot, so it's just.
All right. So, and the reason why I ask these questions is I ask these questions because I want you to start thinking about things. And you need to start thinking about what positions you're putting your children in. When children are that age, or really at any age, their brain is developing. And when you're using marijuana around them, using drugs around them, and I know it stinks. And you know how I know it stinks? Because we had a case in this court where they kept bringing drugs out and I kept getting headaches from the drugs. And then driving in this vehicle, you had somebody who thought that dousing themselves in cologne would make everything smell better. And you know what it ends up being? Have you ever had someone who never took a bath and they just doused themselves in cologne? You know what it smells like? Somebody who's never taken a bath and they're just dousing themselves in cologne. And you're having your children around that and having your children around people who they shouldn't be around. I don't know why child protective services is not in your life. I have no control on.
Didn't have children at the time of the offense.
Ah, so you decided to go forth
She's
and procreate, even though you haven't got your life together.
Basically, yes, ma'am.
So what do you do for a living?
I work at HEB.
Doing what?
I'm a stalker, an overnight stalker.
Okay. And when you're stalking, who's watching your children?
My parents. At that time, they don't work.
Okay. So it would probably be best, unless your parents are in agreement with you using drugs, it's probably best for your children to stay at your parents' house, for you to pay child support or at least drop diapers or provide financially for your children until you get your life together. Because when people are using drugs, they don't make good decisions. And when they don't make good decisions, people end up getting hurt, whether it's intentional or unintentional. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. We'll do a referral to felony drug court. TAP evaluation. Follow all recommendations. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. No unsupervised contact with minors. And counsel, once she provides the courts with clean UAs, at least 2 clean UAs, the court will reconsider the no unsupervised contact.
Yes, Judge.
Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. 100 hours of community supervision. Community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
I did 2 years in college.
All right, so what is your dream job?
Yeah, RN.
I'm sorry?
RN.
All right, so here's the problem. Now, it could still happen, but people will not trust you as an RN because you're around meds and you have this drug case. So let's say, I mean, it still could happen, but let's say that falls through. What is your dream job? Other than that. Think on it, okay? You should be able to answer that question. Where do you see your future? So I'm going to order the 100 hours community service restitution. That will be deemed satisfied if you complete some sort of higher level education or obtain a trade school certification. There's going to be regular random UAs, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, $60 restitution to Bear County Lab for testing. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? We can go off the record. Do not miss any of these appointments. You're going to have an appointment with probation. You're going to have an appointment with felony drug court, and you're going to have a TAP evaluation appointment. Those, they usually give you on separate dates. If there's some confusion, you need to pick up the phone, call probation and say, hey, I'm a little bit confused. Have I already done this, or is there another date for me? Because if you miss those dates, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get a motion to revoke filed, and I'm going to sign it if it's in order, and then it's going to be addressed later. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you're clean and you feel like you're going to use, call probation and say, I feel like I'm going to use. Guess what? They're going to try to get help for you. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
And don't ever tell somebody, I'm sleepy, you know, you've had drugs. You know what I mean? That's not good.
I had drugs.
You know, that's why you were sleeping.
sleeping.
You were tired from the drugs.
It's cold in here.
Nobody goes to sleep when it's cold.
Yeah.
She worked overnight, Judge.
Nobody goes to sleep when it's cold.
She worked
Charles.
overnight. I'm just saying she worked overnight. That's why she was tired.
Mhm. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank